welcome to Golden Gaming, where in this episode of Clash Royale we're going to be doing the Mega Deck Challenge, where this is a new game mode where it's in the actual name. It's called the Mega Deck, where a normal deck would allow you to only have 8 cards, whereas in this challenge you are allowed to have 18 cards. That's an extra 10 cards you are able to use. So I'm going to be showing you what I'm going to be using in this episode. I'm going to be using a double tank control spell deck. Now this, I'm not sure, it's got the Mega Knight and the Pekka. It's got a very good tank killer and tank support. It's got the Hog Rider and the Miner as just extra win conditions. It's got tons of support such as like the Flying Machine, the Bandit, the Ram Rider, the Goblin Gang, the Mega Minion, and it's just got a ton of spells. It's got the Zap, the Log, the Fireball, the Poison, and the Snowball. But yeah, it's got a good variation of bait as well. It's got the Goblin Barrel, the Dark Goblin Princess, and Goblin Gang. It's pretty much got a ton of archetypes in it. I've got Minor Poison, I've got Log Bait, I've got bait for the Pekka, I've got tons of control, I've got tons of just pacing of any match. So without further ado, let's get straight into the first match for this video against Ya2112, where he is going to set up with a Furnace. I'm going to go with a Mega Knight because I don't think I've got anything that was better to actually cycle. I mean, it's either throw a Goblin Gang in there and let it die, or go Minions, which is just going to end up being the same thing. So the Mega Knight's just going to walk up, kill a few Fire Spirits. It's going to jump onto the tower, also hitting the Sparky. We're just going to log out the Fire Spirits, followed by some Minions, hoping the Minions can take that out. We are going to Fireball all of that, whilst also going with misplaced the Hog Rider. That was supposed to be a Goblin Gang, but yeah, the Hog Rider is going to ignore the Furnace and it's going to bypass that and go straight for the tower, smack that tower down to 1520, where now we're going to set up with a little Princess and a Mega Minion to also take care of that. We're also going to follow that up with a Goblin Gang to take out the Healing Miner. So that's good. Is he going to use a spell on my gang? Is that necessary? Right, we're going to throw in the barrel as well. We're going to set up a Flying Machine in the middle so it has the range to attack every single Royal recruit. He's going to go with a Dark Goblin in the centre to try and pick off my Flying Machine. I'm going to use a Defensive Miner. Bit way too early on in my opinion, but the Miner is going to walk up there, possibly get a few stabs in there. It gets one hit. I'm completely fine with that. We did take a good bit of damage because the Flying Machine was killed by the Dark Goblin due to its long range. We're going to go with the Pekka to try and slaughter down that Musketeer, followed by the tower also hitting the Flying Machine at the same time. So he's going to use a mini Pekka to kill out my big Pekka. My Pekka does win that fight. We're going to start with a Poison to kill out the remaining skeletons. I actually know that's a little bit of a, I'm not sure if that's a bug or not, because with the Ram Rider snaring the Witch, she doesn't actually spawn any skeletons. I'm not actually sure of that. I don't think it's a bug, but it's just something a little bit of an error. Right, we're going to Mega Knight squash the Archers and the Dark Prince at the same time, I think. Okay, so I'm pretty sure this guy's going to have the firepower to take down my right hand tower. So what I'm going to do is try and chip down the left side tower as much as I possibly can. So we're going to go Minions, and I'm going to Fireball the Magic Archer as soon as I see it. So I'm going to actually Fireball the Hunter, and we're also going to log it, followed by a Mega Minion, and with a Goblin Gang and a Zap. We're going to have to use a Flying Machine. We have got the firepower to do this. He is going to be forced to lightning us down. We're going to go Miner, Goblin Barrel, Hog Rider, all going for his tower. Hog Rider still at full health right now, and that's going to hit the tower two hits, 2 times. So right now we're going to get ready with the Mega Knight in case he does throw anything at us. He is going to get ready and set up with a Musketeer. We're going to Mega Knight all of that down, get some really nice value there. Set up with a Dark Goblin in the centre of the arena to pick off that Flying Machine. We're going to then, I'm not really sure, we're going to Snowball all of that, followed by a Bandit to try and control the pacing of that Dark Prince. Also followed by a Fireball to try and start our spell cycle. as I said, you've just got tons of spell cycle in this entire deck. So we're going to go log. We're going to go follow that up with a Pekka to try and take down anything that throws at us, just like he did there with a giant. We're going to cycle up the minions, and we're also going to use the zap defensively right now, followed by a flying machine, followed by a miner, followed by a goblin gang, and the miner should have the firepower to take that tower. It probably will. We're going to probably have to use the poison on top of that, and that is GG to our friend Ya2112. Match over, win for us, loss for our victims. So we do manage to get a crown chest, which we're going to open now. Got some gold, gems, rascals, bats, skeletons, musketeer, and that is it. So we're going to complete the first stage of this challenge, and we're going to move on to the master mega deck. So we're going to join this for free, and we're going to create the exact same deck. We're going to grab the Pekka and also the Mega Knight, and we're also going to grab the Hog Rider, Bandit, Princess, Goblin Barrel, tons of spells, Fireball Logs out, Poison. I'm not sure about the arrows. Alright, let's get Miner in there. What else did we have? We had the... It was, I think, further up. It was the minions. We had the Dark Goblin, the Mega Minion, the Flying Machine. I think we've got 3 more spaces. We had Snowball. We had the Goblin Gang, and last card. Well, it looks like we have tons of control, tons of spells, just like last time. What else did we have? It was the Ram Rider. Right, exact same deck, exact same battle. So we're going to face Sandro from Rocket Power BR. So it looks like we followed off by a better cycle at this point. We may just cycle our miner into the back. A bit risky because it's not in the safe position. He is going to throw a Valkyrie at that. The miner is continuously going to target that. Princess in the back to try and sneak out that Valkyrie. We may follow that up by a fire machine. We definitely will. My Pekka is definitely far behind my deck, or even it could be even so far behind that I don't even know. So we're going to go with the Goblin Gang to try and cycle back to the Mega Minion. The Goblin Barrel is going to get some really good damage, so we may actually have to throw our own Pekka down to take care of his Pekka, which we are going to end up doing, so it's good. Sadly, the Mega Minion is going to walk in front of, or fly in front of the Pekka, so he's going to go Goblin Hut opposite lane. I'm not sure why he's going opposite lane, because it will not distract it. So he's going to be forced to place a Mega Knight on top of the Pekka, which is definitely not what we want to do. Again, like I've said, so we're going to snowball that. Also followed with a log, try and damage out that hut as much as possible. So we're going to cycle the minions in the back. The bandit nearly gets a charge off, but we're going to go with the Dark Goblin also in the back to try and cycle. There is tons of control in this deck. You can just cycle so quickly, so powerfully, and it's just absolutely insane. So we've got a balloon coming down the lane. We don't really have much apart from the spear goblins from the Goblin Gang, so we're going to have to be forced to use them. So he's going to freeze us. However, there is a Mega Knight and the Dark Goblin on his other tower, followed by a Hog Rider in the left lane. I'm pretty sure he's got 0 elixir right now because that lumberjack came down way too late. So we're gonna use the zap on defense. I'm fine with taking 2, 4, 6 hits. So I'm gonna fireball out the tower because I've got tons of spells anyway, so it doesn't really matter. I'm gonna use a princess in the back. We are winning in the damage lead. I'm pretty sure I'm up in elixir as well. So we're gonna unload him with the miner, Ram Rider, and the Goblin Barrel. He's gonna throw a prince. That prince is now not going to support his Royal Giant. We're going to throw a Pekka straight on top of his Royal GG just to show our frustration towards the Royal Giant. We're going to use the bandit to try and take less damage from the prince. We're going to use a Mega Minion to try and use, probably spell out that wizard. Alright, it does not end up working, but it looks like we can hold off for a good few, another 14 seconds. We're going to Mega Knight down that battle ram, and it looks like our friend Sandro is not going to be able to get the tower. He tries to fireball it because he's so desperate. We're going to go Hog Rider. We're just going to spam every single card, and that is GG to Sandro. So he had a fairly good deck. He had Pekka. I think he had the same idea as me, really. He tried to pretty much control the pacing of the match. However, I did manage to get really good punishes off of him. So yeah, overall, I think this was quite a good episode. We won 2 matches in a row, no losses so far. But yeah, I've still got the entire challenge to do. That is going to be in a separate video. But I hope you guys did enjoy. Thank you for watching. If you did get this far. But without further ado, subscribe to Golden Gaming. Follow us on all social medias. And this has been Josh from the Golden Gaming team. And I will see you guys in the next video. And